Hello everyone, hope you must doing well. So here we are, and the main goal which we are having right now is to prepare a render scene. Okay, so we can get started with the final scene which we will prepare. But the issue is I'm also going to consider those people who are new to Blender. Okay, and though they are not familiar about the materials and the lights. Okay, so those people who are familiar about the lights and the materials, and there are different type of materials also, and under the lights there are different settings also. So if you know, you can skip or you can even watch to learn. Okay, so probably you will find something new to learn. Okay, so in this video I will like to tell you all about the materials and their settings, how they behave. Okay, and lights also. Okay, so Blender is having different lights, and so going to explore all those. Okay, and after this thing we are going to prepare a the final render scene. Okay, probably in the next video. Okay, so here we are, and as I already told you, there are different properties over here. Okay, and there is a section of material property. Okay, that section material property, you needed to click on it, and this interface will come. Okay, so for example, this object we are going to select. Okay, and when you are going to select this object, and at the same time when you are going to click on new, the material will be assigned to this object only. Okay, if you are selected with this, okay, then the material will be assigned to this object only when you are going to press new. Okay, and the similar process. Okay, so for now we can okay, let's continue with the wireframe. Okay, no issue. Okay, so this one, okay, the color which it is have. Okay, so we are going to give material to this object. Okay, and we are having a reference, and it is having a orange color. Okay, so as I'm going to explain you everything, so for now we can keep this. Okay, we don't require it. Okay, so this video is only for the purpose who are completely new to Blender, and having some doubt in all the materials, and having some a bit confusion regarding the interface. Okay, so you are going to select the object, and you needed to click on new. Okay, after that you are having the material. Okay, so you can double click. Okay, so that you can rename it. And what you can do, okay, so for now I named it as a 3D logo, and after clicking on new we are having this interface. Okay, you can increase or decrease the size also if it is not that much readable, all the properties written over here. So the first thing which we are having the base color. Okay, so the goal which we are currently having to give the color, okay, the different color. Okay, so before doing any color, let's switch to different render preview mode. Okay, so you can switch to this. Okay, this is a material preview, and this is a render. Okay, so for now, or for the efficient performance, okay, as we are only elaborating things, so that's why let's switch into the EV, the material preview, and when we are finalized with the render, the final scene, then we will going to use the render, and we will use the cycles. Okay, not the EV. Okay, so for now this one, and yeah. So by default, for example, we added a material over here, okay, by having a new material, okay. So by default, as we didn't added any material for these object, okay, so the way I'm selecting this object, okay, so you can switch that by this one, click and drag, then here you are having the select box, okay. So by this you can select the object by box, or there is also a select circle, okay. So whatever object will come, you can press F, okay, will come, that will be selected. For example, if I go to render view and we are having this one, okay, so we are get selected, okay, with the circle, okay. And the final one is the select lasso, okay. By this you can have the free hand so that you can select, okay. All right, so I'm currently using the box select. So by default every color is having white, okay. For example, we chosen to color it orange, okay. So let's click on over here, okay, the white area in front of base color, and we can switch by adding, dragging the color, okay, whatever color you want, okay. Let's have this, okay. Let's disable the wireframe mode, okay. So if it is disturbing for you, you can disable the wireframe mode, okay, no issue in that, okay. So we given a color, okay, and in the same manner you can give color to this mushroom also, okay. So you needed to click, okay, and new, you can name a material by yourself, okay, and by double click on it, okay, and there is the option base color, and we can, for example, give a color red, okay. We have this, yeah. For example, for the eyes like thing, we wish to give color the sky blue, okay. For now, right, we are just assuming, okay. For example, the tree, okay, we can select and new, and the base color, the green I should give, and I want it little bit darker, then we can drag this value, or you can directly drag from here, okay. So, and so the thing which I want to tell, for example, this one, okay, yeah. So the color of this and this, okay, so the color will be same, okay. So how you are going to do that? You are going to click over right, and you are going to add by default by hand, okay. So that not required, okay. So if anything is there where the materials are same of different objects, okay. So for here where we are having a same material of this also and this also, okay. And to whom I want to copy the material, I want to copy the material from this object, okay. So if you are going to select two object, for example, let's take this one example, for example, you selected with this one, and by holding shift you are going to select this one, okay. So the thing which you probably noticing, that the object which we selected at the end, that is bounded by the yellow or the orange, we can say, or the object which we selected initially, that is bounded by the dark orange or dark red, okay. So whatever object is there which is bounded with the light yellow or orange, that is the active object, okay. For example, we selected this and this, okay, and with this and this, Okay, so you can see the color of this and this and this and this are the same, but the object which you selected at last, it is having a different bounded color, something like yellow. Okay, so that is our active object. Hope you got. Yeah, so for now, if I want to copy the same material which it is having, okay, so for that you needed to click on this and this. Okay, so why I selected this one at the last? Okay, I selected because I want it as an active object. Okay, so that's why I selected. So the shortcut key which sorry, yeah, so the shortcut key which I'm gonna use, that is Control L. Okay, by having a Control L in your keyboard, you are having this option. Okay, and here you are having a option, different option you are having. Probably you are having option of collection, animation, data, copy modifier, copy UV map. Okay, so for now what we are going to use, we are going to use the material. Okay, and to whom it is going to copy the material, the active object. And we are selected with the three objects. And what is the active object? This one. Okay, so these two objects will get automatically transferred the material which the active object is having. Okay, so Control L and link material. All right, so it is having the same color which it is having. Okay, for example, if you want to change the color of this one, for example, yeah, then the other objects will also get affected because the material are linked. Okay, the material of this object is copied and linked. We already did that. Okay, so that's why it is happening. So for now we can give a green color, we can dark green, whatever tint you like. Okay, no issue in that. Okay, so that is the point, and there are different values over here. Okay, so the values which we can consider for now, that is metallic value and the roughness value. Okay, so we can preview those metallic and roughness value. We can switch to this mode so that you can understand it very well. So for now we can disable the wireframe mode, and let's only focus on this one. Okay, the upper part, the red color. Okay, so if we are going to, we are selected with, okay, let's name it, yeah, mushroom. Okay, so we are selected with this material, and we are going to talk about metallic value and the roughness value. Okay, for example, the every value over here, probably the majority of values are going to from 0 to 1. Okay, so this is 0 and we can drag, then it will show the values between 0 to 1, and if we drag completely, then it is 1. We cannot have more than that. Okay, so what does the metallic value determines? It determines the metal surface. Okay, so for now we don't have any material which should act like a metal, so we are not going to add any metallic surface to any object. Okay, but then even I'm describing you because for your knowledge. Okay, so if you are going to increase the metallic value, okay, you can say it is behaving like a metal. Okay, you are having some tint, the some look. Okay, the texture which it is having, and how it is absorbing the light, how it is reacting towards the right light, it is there. Okay, the same it is acting, the metal is acting in real life. Okay, so you can increase it also. Okay, so for now we don't need the metallic value because there is no object, okay, which should have the metallic value, and the roughness value is there which we needed to study. Yeah, so regarding the roughness value, let's focus on this only. If we are going to decrease the roughness value, what we can see, we are having the SDRI. Okay, so whatever lights are there in our environment, that is completely reflected on the surface. Okay, when I am going to increase the roughness value, okay, then you can see what does it is affecting and how it is affecting. Okay, if I turn the roughness value completely 1, you can see it does not reflecting any object which is near around it. Okay, so for now we can decrease it. Okay, and according to our reference, okay, we will get the exact value of roughness when we are going to prepare a final scene. Okay, so for now I am just telling what does these means. Okay, so you can play with it. Also, if you want to move it more precisely, you can hold the shift, then you can have more control over the speed, the same which we did in the 3D viewport. Okay, then there is also some settings of, for example, IOR, that is a index of reflective. Whenever we are dealing with mirror materials, okay, then we are going to use this one. So right now we don't. Okay, and there is another one, that is our transmission. Okay, so you can have this. Okay, so it is acting. The thing is, the object which is bottom side, it is visible. Okay, the effect which it is creating, that is there. So you are having that effect. It is mainly again used when we are dealing with mirror modifier. Okay, when we are making the mirror material. Okay, so these two, IOR and the transmission, these both work in the mirror. Okay, and the transmission roughness also. Okay, so one more thing which I would like to tell you, the specular value. For example, we having a roughness value what is for example 0.25. Okay, and the specular value is right now it's 0.5. Okay, so let's see how it is affecting. Okay, so let's make it 0. Alright, so you can see that if you want to put the roughness value 0.5, okay, this one, okay, but on the same hand you don't want that much of hard reflection over it. So for that you can control it by the specular value. Okay, you can increase it or you can decrease it. So you can control the roughness reflection by using a specular value. Okay, but one more thing which is there regarding the metallic value. For example, you are having a max 1 metallic value, then the thing is the specular value does not going to affect anything. Whenever you are having a material which is having a metallic value of 1, okay, then specular value, any value you can switch, okay, it will not get affected and it does not going to show any effect. Hope it is clear now. Okay, you can see the metallic value is 1 and we can drag the specular value and it does not showing any effect. So if you want to use the specular value, try not to have the metallic value 1 completely. Okay, so that is a point, and there is nothing to do with it. Yeah, but one more thing which I should tell you. For example, we didn't added a material of this. Okay, but we should add a material, and let's move to the viewport display. Okay, so what is viewport display? A viewport display determines the color which is only going to be visible in the viewport. Okay, it does not going to visible in this mode or even this mode. So for example, if I give a color of green, okay, it is having color. Let's switch new object, and let's give a color. Why it is not showing the color? Sorry, it is in random. Okay, yeah. Sorry. By default, we are selected with the random, no? So that's why it is not picking the color of viewport. Okay, so if you want to play with a different color, okay, you can switch. You needed to switch off the this random. Okay, then after the viewport color will get appear. Okay, for example, we set to sky blue, and we can set this one. We are setting the viewport color. Okay, pink. Okay, so for these two objects, what we did, we set the viewport display in the color. Okay, we didn't use the surface section, and we didn't use any base color. Okay, we can use base color, which will give a color in these two modes, but if you want, you needed a color in our viewport, you can make that. Okay, for now, if we are going to switch to this mode, right, you can see whatever color which we given to these two objects, those colors we didn't have over here, they are completely black. Okay, for example, if I give a color of red, okay, so it is visible over here because we are giving a color over a base color, and it will be visible in the render. Okay, and this color which we given with the same material, okay, that is we given for the viewport, so that's why it is visible here only. It will not visible in any render. The color only visible of this part. Okay, so this I told because maybe some people are wondering, we are having this option, we can color this, for example, green, and we didn't have that green color preview in these two options, the render view and the material preview mode. So that's why I told, so that you should not have any confusion. Okay, so we can change the color. Okay, I'm just dragging and giving a color of 1. Okay, so it will automatically pick to 1, the white value. Okay, yeah, so we covered with material, and the another thing which I want to tell you, the light. Okay, so for the light you needed to shift A, and there is a section of light. Okay, so there are different lights, point, sun, spot, and areas. You can play with different and just have a area light. Okay, so we are having here in between. Okay, so let's move to this tool, and we can drag it up. Okay, and let's have this one. Okay, and let's only use the scene light. Okay, so before we are using the HDRI, so for now we are disabling the HDRI, and we are only going to use those lights which we are adding by ourselves. Okay, which we are adding manually. Okay, so this is a light. You can see if I'm going to hide the light, we're having nothing. Okay, nothing we are having. Okay, So we are added a area light, it will get selected automatically the area light. And what we are going to do, there are different properties over here of any light. Okay, the sun is there, which is very strong. Okay, so you can play with all these. So for now we can increase the power. Okay, so power is the strength, we can make it 200. Okay, so we make it 200. And for example, we also want to change the color of this light. We want it something like red, make it green, right? Yeah, this one. Yeah, you can also increase any value according to the scene which you are preparing. Then there is a shape, which shape the setting is talking about. The shape of this one, currently it is on square. You can switch to rectangle, you can switch to disc. It will be converted into a disc shape, which is circular and ellipse. Okay, under the rectangle and the ellipse, you are having different uh, manual size setting that you can change. Okay, you are having the effect over here, we can change. Okay, so for now let's be on a square. Okay, yeah, so by default the fourth thing is the size. Okay, so by default it is set to 1. Okay, so we can increase it to make the light more smoother. It is very hard, okay, on the surface. We can increase it. For example, we can increase it like this. So we can see the light is very soft. Okay, if you are having for example 0.5, yeah, we can see it is very strong light and it is very sharp. And whenever we are going to increase the size, we can see it is becoming more smoother, right? And there is a max bounce. Okay, so for that you are probably not going to understand directly, but the term which I should explain you, you don't need to change anything in this. It is whatever light is coming, the how much it is bouncing. Okay, as you know the nature of light, which you probably studied in physics. Okay, so that is a setting of that. Okay, and the another thing is, oh, let's make it 2. Okay, so the another thing is the shadow. So we are having by default that tick. You can disable it, then you can see we didn't have any shadow. We can check it out. For example, you can see over here in the tree, sorry, we needed to select the light. In that tree we are having a shadow. When we don't having the shadow, when we having a shadow on, we are having a shadow. Okay, so you can see the effect. Okay, even on the top of this you can see there is no shadow. Now it is the shadow of these two balls over here. Okay, so hope you got my point. And there are other settings also. Okay, for now we don't require that. Yeah, so this is for now, and in the next video we are going to prepare a scene. Okay, so in this video I make you aware about the materials. Okay, I make you aware about the lights. Okay, so you are ready for the final scene to render. Okay, so in the next video what we are going to do, we are going to prepare a scene where we are going to make these and represent the most beautiful way we can. and let's see how we are going to place different light and how we are going to add a background. So you will learn from those all, and anything from your side you can tell. And if you like anything, the content or anything, you can subscribe, like or share, or anything, the suggestion or any guide or anything you are having that it should be improved, you can tell that in the comment section. And let's see you in the next video. Bye bye.